And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. So let's get there. Just hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share because the insanity, the chaos, it's not stopping. Now, yesterday, Israel and Hamas, this is great. They agreed to the first phase of the peace plan. I couldn't be happier. Now, while this is a great step in the right direction, this deal, it still must be signed off by Israel's war cabinet. And we also, at the same time, must remember that Trump's peace efforts domestically, important, are non-existent. Let's go over the irony of it all. Last night, Trump goes on and he posts this on Truth Social, announcing that a deal had been made. Let me show it to you. In it, he turns around and says, I'm very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, and all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Now, you may ask, how did such a thing end up coming to our attention? Well, Trump called into Fox as well, saying that Gaza will be safer, more peaceful place. Play that clip.
Well, Gaza is going to be a peaceful, much safer place. Obviously, it's been blown to pieces, and this is just not by Israel. This is over years and years and years. It's been heartache for many years. A lot of people say this is a deal for 3,000 years. So whether you say 500, because some people say 500 based on events, but other people say this is something historic for 3,000 years. There's nothing ever going to be bigger than this.
I mean, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. Since the beginning of time, literally 3,000 years, there's been chaos and death for no reason at all. But he also said that he just spoke with Bibi Netanyahu, who was excited that people in Israel like him again. Play that clip.
It's brought the whole world together. It's amazing. I've never seen anything. It's so good for Israel. I spoke to Bibi Netanyahu just a little while ago. He called. He said, I can't believe it. He said, everybody's liking me now. Meaning him. He said, I said, they're more importantly, they're loving Israel again. And they really are. I said, Israel cannot fight the world, Bibi. They can't fight the world. And he understands that very well. So.
Things get a little bit crazier in the conversation where Trump goes on and he makes this claim that tariffs are saving millions of lives. Play that clip.
At least 5 of the 7 that we've done so far, it was through trade. That we're not going to deal with people that fight. We're not going to deal, and we're going to put tariffs on you. We're not going to let you deal in the United States. We'll put tariffs on you. And without that, without the tariffs, I mean, far more than even the money that we're taking in, which is trillions of dollars, essentially trillions of dollars. Far much more importantly, it gives you a tremendous road to peace and the saving of millions of lives, just millions and millions of lives. You look at India and Pakistan. I said, well, we're not going to do business with either of you if you don't put it together. These are 2 nuclear nations that were 7 planes were shot down, as you know, and they were really at it. They were going at it, and I said, we're not going to do any business with you. We're not going to have anything to do with you. We're going to put massive tariffs on you, in both cases. And they said, well, we got to start talking about this. This is tremendous amounts of money and power we're dealing with. And within 24 hours, I had a peace deal. They stopped the fighting.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that neither of the 2 prime ministers of those countries acknowledge what he's saying. And yet we keep hearing the same repetitive comments about taking in trillions and trillions, that this is done as a result of tariffs. In fact, if you go ahead and you take a look, what have people done? They flock to places like China in order to get the goods that they're no longer getting from America. Now, I want to go to this morning because, again, the chaos is not going to stop. This morning, Trump posted this on Truth Social, calling out a MAGA representative. Let me show you what he says. In it, he writes, "I'd like to thank Republican Congressman Brian Mast of Florida for his brilliant words and analysis on the return of the hostages and peace in the Middle East this morning on Fox and Friends. Thank you, Brian." President DJT. Now, let me go back and remind each and every one of you, all right, that hostages have not been released yet. You still need the war cabinet. There are many things. Hamas could actually, despite the fact that they allegedly agreed to everything, they can and do what they've done before so many times, just absolutely ignore whatever the deal was. In fact, just so you understand what Brian Mast said, let me show you the clip of his comment. Play it.
This is monumental. Everybody's been talking about, will he get the Nobel Peace Prize? Those groups of academics and elites sitting in Norway, that board of people that decides this, they need to give President Trump the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts on this. India, Pakistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Rwanda. The list goes on and on. He's done more in 10 months to make it actually mean something when people say the full weight and force of the United States of America. He's done more to make that mean something in 10 months than what's been done over the last 5 years. And that is bringing peace through strength. I'm not certain that the board in Norway that looks at this believes in peace through strength. I think they believe in peace through pandering. But just thank God for the work that President Trump, his envoy Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, that they have been doing on this means so much to the world, peace throughout the Middle East, and for all of those families.
Yeah, I think all those boards and commissions, if they don't give it to them, I think they've essentially lost all credibility. If this isn't peace, I don't know what is. I'm curious.
Yeah. Again, these two couldn't be parroting the Republican talking points on this issue any better if they were reading it off of a script. Oh, shit. They probably were. Now, let me be clear about something. I know Donald Trump. I know him better than both of these two idiots combined by a multiple of maybe 1,000. I worked for him for 15 years. I know how badly he wants to be remembered as the man who did what no one else could, and that's to etch his name into history as a peacemaker. In this moment, whether it's out of ego or whether it's actually a genuine drive, Donald Trump actually achieved something real, something truly historic. And I'm going to say that again, if the agreement holds, it will be one of the most consequential diplomatic wins in decades. But here, my friends, is where the danger comes in. See, nobody's talking about this. While Trump is basking in praise, like from these two idiots, about what he's done abroad, he's taking a darker turn right here at home. So even as he announces this ceasefire in Gaza, Trump is right this moment. He's deploying U.S. military forces into Chicago. 500 National Guard members, some flown from Illinois, and some flown in from Texas, others, again, from the Illinois area. They've all been mobilized despite the fierce opposition from the state's own governor. Governor Pritzker has actually called it exactly what it is. And that, my friends, is an invasion. I mean, the irony of this whole situation is that, while Trump's lackeys are complaining and they're campaigning for Trump to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, Trump, as I just said, is declaring war. But here on our own soil, during an Antifa roundtable yesterday, again, we could go into Antifa for hours. Antifa is an idea. It's not an organization. Trump spoke about Portland, saying that it looks like a movie set with fires everywhere and things being destroyed. Somewhere along the line, I think he's confused. I think maybe he's confusing Portland with Gaza. Play the clip.
The amazing thing is you look at Portland and you see fires all over the place. You see fights and, just violence. It's just so crazy. And then you talk to the governor and she acts like everything is totally normal. There's nothing wrong. It's almost like, are you waking up from a dream or something? You see it on your network. You see it all over the place. And it's so bad. It's so crazy. It's like the movies you see for the kids. I guess not only the kids, adults also, where You have these bombed out cities and these bombed out people. It's like worse than that. I don't think they could make a movie as bad. And then,
yeah, seriously? Trump then also said that D.C. serves, Washington, D.C., serves as an example of what can happen when you bring in the National Guard. Play that clip.
The town. And so we're very proud of D.C., and it serves as a catalyst, and it serves as really an example of what can be done. But to do that, you have to bring people in to do it. You can't have woke police people that aren't suited to be police. You can't have the kind of problems that we have almost in all cases, it's Democrat-run cities. So you can't do that. So we're very proud of Washington. It's a safe place, and everybody should. You want to see some beautiful things in Washington, you go there. Right now, your biggest problem is going to be you're probably not going to be able to get into a restaurant. They're packed and they're booming.
Again, I want to be very clear about what this actually and truly means. When the president uses the military, not to defend against foreign enemies, but to intimidate and to punish domestic political opponents, democracy itself is on life support. I want to be clear. This is not, I'll say it again, not law enforcement. This is not, I'll say it again, not about public safety. This is about the raw exercise of unchecked power. Now, yesterday, Trump also said that he took away the freedom of speech. I know what that's all about. I mean, not sure that removing the First Amendment is going to get you the Nobel Peace Prize. Let me show you what he meant. Play the clip.
A flag burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. I've never seen anything like it on both sides, and you end up with riots. So we're going on that basis. We're looking at it not from the freedom of speech, which I always felt strongly about, but never passed the courts.
Yeah, it didn't pass the courts because it's illegal and unconstitutional. Now, during that roundtable, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, she said that she would be going after Antifa the same way that they go after cartels. First thing I thought of when she said it was, does that mean that they're going to start attacking U.S. fishing boats with drones? Or maybe cars? Play the clip.
We're not going to stop at just arresting the violent criminals we can see in the streets. Fighting crime is more than just getting the bad guy off the streets. It's breaking down the organization brick by brick. Just like we did with cartels, we're going to take the same approach, President Trump, with Antifa. Destroy the entire organization from top to bottom. We're going to take them apart. Thanks to your bold leadership and the designation of Antifa as a terrorist organization, which is exactly what they are, Americans will no longer tolerate their unhinged violence. Thank you.
Except the problem again, Antifa is not an organization. It doesn't exist. There is no president, vice president, treasurer, or secretary. There's no headquarters. It's a concept. It's just short for anti-fascism. And finally, MAGA Mike Johnson, he went on C-SPAN this morning and people called in to speak with him. You could imagine, seriously, how poorly it went. But I want to show you one clip of someone asking about the exact irony in this video. Play the clip.
We've just, I guess, resolved Israel and Gaza with the war between them. What about the war that is being caused here in America when our president tells the military to shoot Americans, use the cities as war zones? We have to, before we throw stones at another country, we got to look at our own country, the chaos that we're in now. And Representative Johnson, I've heard you say that President Trump wants to open the government back up, when your words are different from his, when he says this is his opportune time to fire people, to close up different organizations and things that have been able to help people. Please explain that to me.
You gave me a lot to work with there, Ms. Pat, and I wish I had about 30 minutes. Let me do it real quick. What you talked about, President Trump's been accused of saying he wants to have a war on American citizens. I have no idea where that comes from. It's obviously a misleading talking point. What the president said is he wants to do in the big cities where we have major crime crises what we've done in D.C. They deployed National Guard troops here, and everyone is safe again. People can walk to and from. My young staffers can walk from their car to the building to work and not have their purses stolen and their cars jacked. It was a crisis in D.C. And the liberal Democrat mayor of D.C. has applauded the effort and said, thank you, President Trump, for the reinforcements. Yeah.
The president did say in that speech to military leaders that he wanted to use cities as training grounds for the U.S. military.
Of course, National Guard troops, they drill once a month so they can be trained. Put them in the cities to where it's a win-win-win. I've talked to the National Guard troops in D.C. They're enjoying what they're doing.
No, they're not. It's a lie. And you're lying. And let me be very clear. The fragile experiment of American democracy is also on the line. It's what I talk about in my Substack. Gaza calms as domestic storm erupts. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.